Welcome back to another episode of NewOrleans.Football presented by PJ's Coffee, coming to you from the mobile Oshner Andrews Sports Medicine Institute podcast studio here in the Saints parking lot, where we're pulled up in our new van that was made by our friends at RV Masters. They can do anything you need. They'll get you a custom vehicle. They'll build it out. They'll put in the Starlink. Whatever you got to do, they'll get you right to get you off-road and into your adventure. So make sure you go hit them up for anything that you need. And if you're going to buy a vehicle like this van, go to my guy Matt Bowers, buy it from there, take it to RV Masters, do what you got to do, or just buy yourself that nice new car, vehicle, whatever you need. Matt will make you the best deal that you can get. All right. Great show for you guys today. Day 3 of training camp. Tomorrow's a day off. We finally got some like real stuff to dig into here. Have seen some highs, have seen some lows. So that brings us to our first topic, presented by Shea Bear Insurance, the Earhart Agency. If you're calling them up, make sure you're calling Shea Bear, Earhart Agency. Ask for my guy Ryan. He'll take care of you, get you the best price on your insurance. Who you buying stock in?
It's the same guy we said before camp, but the price is going up, and I'm still buying Rashid Shaheed stock. I know you said that in your observations today, but I mean, he has been the most impressive receiver, the highest volume receiver. And have we seen just one deep catch all spring and summer? It's short, it's intermediate, it's making guys miss after the catch. And it's not only how good he always looks good. He has to stay healthy, but it seems like this staff is going to use him well. And I think that's the biggest reason to buy stock in him. We also talked to him today. I have a story up on the website. He got up to 190 pounds. He wants to be more durable. He obviously still looks fast and fluid carrying on that extra weight. You know, guy gains weight, guy loses weight. We always say that's going to matter. I don't know if that's going to matter, but anytime he's healthy, combined with the vision this staff has for using him, I think he's going to be a high volume receiver in addition to being a dynamic.
I mean, I think it absolutely matters for somebody like him and or like Chris Olave. Two guys that have had injuries. I think that makes you a little bit more durable. And if you are a smaller guy and you can add 10 pounds and you're still incredibly fast, I think it makes you more of a viable weapon over the middle. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get more catches or more targets there, but I think if you get a catch or a target there, your body's more built to withstand a hit. Like we do the thing. He looks visibly different. He looks out of like he legit looks heavier. Like he looks heavier. And it's never more evident when you're looking at a video and you can see Chris and Rashid in their body types look different now.
Yeah.
And Rashid looks like the heavier player, where I think before it was kind of, you'd be squinting like, is that a 2 or a 1? Like on the, the coach's film or whatever. And when you're watching that stuff, like, it's gotten better over time, but like you learn to like, oh, he's got the sleeve on. He does this, so you can identify them. Like you can look and their bodies look different now when you're kind of watching like a fully zoomed out shot. So yeah, I mean, I think
he was the one with the red and green shoes today.
Yeah, he had on the other Kobe's. Yeah,
so it'll be easy.
Yeah, the Grinches, both pairs. But yeah, I mean, he does though. Like he looks like stockier. He looks like a different type of player. And I think that's exciting. I'm definitely buying on him. I'll take my next guy, and I hope you don't steal my other one because I got two guys.
I've got a couple in the these. I'm saving these for Nick category. I stole Shaheed a little bit, but I've been on the Shaheed.
No, I'm not going to steal any of your other. That isn't a steal. I'm going to take Brzee though. I really like Brzee. I like how he's looked. I like the position that he's playing. I don't necessarily know what to make of anything yet because he's not wearing pads, and the guys he's going against aren't wearing pads. So I don't know what to make of that quite yet. But I've seen him just kind of dominate Trevor Penning a few times, and I also don't know if it's a Brzee thing or a Penning thing, but he's winning these reps in like a dominant fashion. And we're doing the film breakdown every day of practice. Every single play is on our website. We're narrating it. We're telling you what happens. We got the whole video there. If you want to actually know what's going on with the Saints, go sign up for our website. Do that. Use the code NOF, save 20% off your first payment. You can literally watch the whole damn practice. Like if you aren't doing that, I don't know what you're doing. It's the only place you're going to get it. So make sure you're doing that. Our guy Adam shoots it. It looks awesome. You see everything, and you see Brzee beating the hell out of some of these guys. Looks good. We'll see what it means in time when they put on pads. But right now I'm encouraged by it. And I like that some of his wins are coming in the run game. It isn't just pass, his run game. Like he shed Penning on one and got the stop. And it was a great play. Like I'm excited about what we're seeing from him.
But it's small sample size, so it's probably not even fair to ask this question. But do you think where he's lining up is helping, or he was going to be better regardless?
It's probably both. It's probably both. I think it's a little bit of both. Probably. I mean, I think Bo Davis is coaching him, and if Bo Davis is a good coach, I think there's going to be improvement there. Everything we've heard is that Bo Davis is a great coach. So I think that helps a lot. Where he's lining up probably plays a part. Maybe you're a little more isolated on some of these things. But I think it's just year 3. I think it's time for him to take that next step. This is probably the least talked about 7.5 defensive tackle in NFL history.
Well, I mean, we talked about it. Pro Football Focus had him ranked as like one of the
they hate him, yeah.
Bottom, like out of everyone who played a snap, he wasn't in their top 100 defensive tackles. So he's such a weird guy to gauge, but making impact plays gets you paid and keeps you on the field, no doubt about it. He also, I talked to him this spring, and we talked to him again today, but healthiest he's been since like freshman year of college, like in an off season. He was either coming back from a surgery, or he had 2 cleanup surgeries even last year. I don't think he did any OTAs or mini camp last year. He came maybe.
Yeah, yes, sir. He's coming in after a surgery.
But he hasn't missed a day this year, so that's big for him. My second one is super like what do you call it when you're just reacting to something you saw this morning? Take? Yeah, no, not a hot take, but like short term. Like this one hasn't been building for me today, but this is like in my own stock. I have been skeptical on Juwan Johnson because I got burned by him so many other times. Like he was 2 years ago, he was my couldn't write enough about him, kind of the way I was just talking about Rashid Shaheed. So I've been skeptical because we haven't seen it happen for him on the field. And they signed him to that contract that I thought was even bigger than I expected him to get in free agency. But especially today, and just a couple times, speaking of another guy who's been healthy the entire offseason, remember he missed most of training camp last year when he got hurt. He's just, maybe it's also because no one else is out there, but he's back to being a go-to guy. I think he was second in targets and receptions in OT as a mini camp. They were throwing to him a bunch today. That great Tyler Shutt pass that you can see either on the film review or just go on our Twitter. Placed it well on the field, but great timing and rhythm, and a great catch by Juwan Johnson too. It's just like the opportunity is going to be there for him too. The imagination of the coaching staff, for all the same reasons I'm buying Shaheed. You know, you got to buy the pass catching tight end in this offense too, and the volume is there.
That throwback shock on the pass to Juwan, like if Drew Brees was in this camp, that would have been a top 5 throw of camp going against Drew Brees. Like it was a incredible throw. The timing on it puts it kind of like where only his guy can get it. The anticipation, how far he led him, like it was. I mean, that was a PhD level NFL throw. I mean, just completely unbelievable. My next one, Danny Stutzman. I think he looks incredible. His read and react, especially on run plays. We see him in space and pass plays some. Need to see a little bit more there, but on some of these jet sweeps, some of these runs out of the backfield, he's seeing it, he's going, he looks polished. I think you said it on our last show, you take him as linebacker 3. I think he's entrenched. And Nephi's playing well too. He had a really good play today too, but I think Stutzman is already, like, I got the Sharpie on that one right now already.
Yeah, Nephi got to replace DeMario for most of the snaps while DeMario had a veteran rest day today. I think when Stutzman came in, I think he was spelling Werner, but regardless, I think he's going to have to wait in line because he's the rookie and those guys are veterans. But if they really had to put a player on the field today, Stutzman has been doing that a lot. I knew you were going to say him, and I had him listed. I might go 3 for 3 with your guys here. Let's see my predictions. I've got a bunch of guys I considered picking for third. I feel like we've already said this name a bunch, but I'll keep saying Terrell Burgess. It's a guy that I think is going to make this team, and especially since Tyrann Mathieu left, I think there's more opportunity. He's made a lot of plays. I'm worried, as we've always said, as you've always stressed, sometimes the veteran who knows what he's doing just looks a speed ahead. So actually the guy I was debating was Quincy Riley, who's the rookie. So maybe 2 weeks from now, Quincy Riley, once he finds his rhythm, is going to be the guy. But for now, Burgess looks like a veteran out there, and he's a guy that was such an afterthought that I don't think it's bad to mention his name several times.
Quincy's getting there. We've seen some decent stuff. I'm with you on wait and see on him. I don't know yet. He had the play today where Tipton went deep in 7-on-7s. He did this like weird thing where he tried to hook him and then like spun off him and like the left Tipton wide open. So some little rookie stuff, but there are encouraging signs with him. I'm gonna take a different corner. I got Kool-Aid. Give me Kool-Aid.
Yep.
Is my third guy. Yeah,
my Nick.
He's made some plays, and I came into it so iffy on what we were going to see. I was so unsure in mini camp OTAs. There were some nice plays. He had a really nice red zone period in mini camp one day, and he's just consistently made some plays. He did a thing today that I absolutely loved. They were doing a ball carry thing. Play was dead. Guys way down the field, and he comes sprinting behind him and punches the ball out. Tone setter. Like this team needs some assholes. Yeah. They need an asshole somewhere on the team. Kool-Aid can be the nicest guy in the world off the field, but on the field they need some assholes. That was kind of an asshole move. This is our defense. There's no free yards, whatever. It kind of reminded me of KG going up and guys would try to shoot a shot after the whistle and he'd swat it. I love that. It gave the Celtics an identity during that time. Maybe that can be, maybe Kool-Aid brings a little bit of that to this team. They need a little bit of edge on that defense. So.
The DBs were all being an asshole to Brandon Cooks when he tried to
play
1-on-8 yesterday.
Cooks threw the first punch, I think, though.
Yeah, well, they were all coming at him though. They were all talking to him after they shut him down. So
sticks and stones.
That's the position, yeah. But maybe that position group will have that attitude you're talking about. Look, just a couple guys I put in my maybe list, but just to mention briefly, Carl Granderson's another guy who's made a play each day. I think as far as getting in the backfield more than my beloved Chase Young, and he's a guy who lost 10 pounds and is really excited to play in this defense, so I'm monitoring him. I mean, you have to mention Jordan Howden as a guy to buy stock in because he's gotten the start every single day since they cut or since Tyrann Mathieu decided to retire. And then I just want to ask you, are you ready to buy Mason Tipton hype again, or is he just Mr. July and Mr. August?
I'll buy in a little. I'm not all in. I think he makes the team today. If we were doing a 53-man roster, he's on the team today. And I've heard buzz about him coming out. So I think they feel good about him right now. We'll see though. We were there once. He was on the team. Not a whole lot happened. So we'll see where it goes. Another guy I would probably buy in on a little bit, just slightly. Chris Rumpf. I think he's the other guy at that position that I've seen the most out of. So I would put him on that list right now today is a potential. He wouldn't have been on a 53 and maybe he would be now if we were doing one. I'm not sure, but he'd definitely be someone I would consider. Who's the other one? There was another one. It's escaping me.
You used up all my predictions.
I don't know who my other one would be. There was somebody I was going to say and I can't think of the name, but those are the guys. Oh, I would probably take Blackman over Howden right now. Just watching him move. I think he's eventually going to get that. Yeah. It's just, okay, he moves different. Like, I don't know. I kind of feels like a free safety, the guy that moves different is usually the best one. So we haven't seen anything. I get the Howden logic, but if I was just going to make like a long, just throw some money on something and get good odds right now, that would be my guy.
When they signed Justin Reed and then drafted Jonas Sanker, I mean, I think some of us didn't put Howden on our 53-man roster. So I'm just saying stock up from when it looked weak.
Especially because the last group seemed to give up on him a little bit. So stock is definitely way up.
Oh, wow. Did our van just get struck by lightning? Hey, good thing they put together a nice...
Oh, man.
Flashback to last year.
Get the hell out of me.
All right. Moving on to the next segment as long as we're still intact.
All right. Next segment presented by Hard Eyed Punchatola Strawberry Whiskey and Chilton County Peach. Quarterbacks had their best day of camp yet. At least Spencer Rattler did. He went 10 for 10 passing. Shout out to JJ Watt. I thought it was a pretty good day.
No question for all three of the guys. But Rattler in particular, I mean, he's been slightly ahead, and today he kind of vaulted way ahead as far as measuring this on a day-to-day basis. But he looked so sharp, and he got the opportunity to go second ahead of Shuck, who was relegated to run in the third string. I don't know that they're going to be doing this evenly every single day, where Hainer every third day gets a turn. I think Hayner's turns will be a little more,
I hope,
spread out, because Shuck didn't get tons of opportunity today. But big win for Rattler. Definitely just a win for the quarterback position overall. All three guys, and decent by Hayner.
It's all about Hayner. If my quarterback won, if I have to tomorrow, they're playing a game Sunday. Whatever. Today's Friday, and I got to declare a guy to play on Sunday. It's no hesitation, Rattler. Not even a moment of like, should it? No, it's Rattler. Like right now, it's Rattler by a lot. I think Shuck's showing some really good stuff. I think he's got to catch up. Rattler feels like he's just more solid, more ahead, and it's not like anyone's killing it to that point until today. Rattler had a really great day. Like it's been uneven for all of them, but he's been the most consistent. And today was an exclamation point. Today was a really, really good day for him. It's not like it was check down city. He was going down the field. He was being aggressive with his throws. He hit a great pass up the seam to Michael Jacobson to end his day with pressure closing in on him. Just some high level stuff. And I like what we saw out of him today. Yesterday, I felt different, though. So it's like kind of a day not different. It still would have been Rattler, would have been my starter, but I didn't feel like, man, okay, like, yeah. Like it was more like, well, he's the best one out of this group right now. Today, it felt like he took something.
Well, yeah. And I mean, when you combine the fact that it was never too big for him, even though he didn't win a game last year, I mean, it's going to be hard. There's not a lot of time between now and week one for Tyler Shuck to be like, no, I'm actually better by week one than he is. We wonder how short-term their thinking is going to be on that decision versus long-term development thinking on that decision. But as long as Rattler keeps the edge and looks like the guy who's more polished and more ready, Shuck probably just has to make it look even. He doesn't have to probably surpass him, but right now Rattler has the edge.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Although, as you said, Shuck's throw, I mean, how many times does he need to do that once a week to I would remind everyone that he's...
I would push back a little on like there isn't much time. I think there's a lot of time. There's like 20 some practices here. I think it took until about day 8-9 for Rattler last year to kind of be like, oh, wait a minute. Like, is he actually good? So I'm gonna reserve judgment. I think if Shuck looked like this going into like week 2 of camp, and it's not like he looks bad, but then I would be like, okay, he's kind of running out of time. But I think for him, if it just kind of, he gets that click and is slows down and that thought process just settles in, I don't think it's a huge gap, but there's definitely a gap. I don't feel like it's insurmountable. I don't know that he's like pulling off, but I feel like Rattler is just like a strong step ahead right now, though.
He should be. He was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, through 3 days of camp after they never even did a set of team drills once in OTAs and mini camps, Rattler should be. But I mean, he talked a lot about how they're all going to install and then they're going to both get equal work in the Chargers game. I bet one of them gets a start in the first preseason game. The other one gets a start in the second preseason game. So I don't think they make that decision until after at least 2 preseason games. But yes, I mean, that is a lot of time compared to 3 1-hour practice sessions that we've seen so far. But in the greater scheme of thing, it's not a ton of time. And you said, as you pointed out, Rattler really started to show us some things, but he didn't win the number 2 job. Like
he did, though.
Not by week 1, though. I mean, in their mind,
that was the fakest thing ever. Like when it was time to put a starter in, it was him. Like that was
different coaching.
I didn't like how that was handled. All right, we're gonna hit a quick break and we'll be right back. The Ochsner Orthopedics Walk-In Clinic is now open. Located at 1201 South Clearview Parkway, across from the Elmwood Shopping Center, this clinic provides convenient same-day care for a variety of orthopedic and sports injuries. No referral or appointment needed. Whether you need care for strains, sprains, fractures, sports injuries, or muscular pain, the team of orthopedic specialists offers care for patients 5 and older. Open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Rouse's Markets is voted best grocery store in New Orleans, best grocery store in Baton Rouge, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Thibodaux, Houma, Hammond, Lake Charles, Mobile, year after year. Thank you for choosing us best grocery store on the Gulf Coast. Number 1. Thank you.
Thank you.
The number 1 grocery store
in Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana. 1 million customers a week can't be wrong. Welcome to Rouse's.
The NewOrleans.Football show is proudly presented by PJ's Coffee. PJ's Coffee has some of the best drinks that you can find. They have locations all over the city. They have pastries and everything else you need to get your day started. So go check them out. I love nothing more than when we partner up with somebody that I actually want to tell you about, because, man, I am excited about RV Masters. If you've seen our show lately, you've seen our van, and that was built by them. They thought of everything we need, all the bells and whistles. They got this thing looking awesome and working awesome, and they will do the same for you. If you want a van built out, go hit them up. If you got an RV that needs service, go hit them up. You got a motor home, you need your travel trailer repaired, they will take care of you. They got preventative maintenance, they got service packages. Whatever you need, they will get you right. I cannot vouch for anyone more than I can vouch for them. I am a real world customer, and the next time we need something, I'm going back, and you should do the same. They specialize in solar, they specialize in lithium upgrades, satellite TV, Starlink. They'll get you painted right, blowout repairs, whatever you need. You can find them at rv-masters.com, 504-466-3431. Looking for the best insurance coverage at the lowest price? Look no further than Shaheed Insurance, the Earhart Agency. They are a local independent insurance agency right here in New Orleans, specializing in home, flood, and auto insurance. At Shaheed Insurance, the Earhart Agency, their dedicated team will shop every available carrier in the market, ensuring you get the most comprehensive coverage at the lowest possible price. Why settle for less when you can have the best? Trust Shaheed Insurance, the Earhart Agency, to protect what matters most to you. I do. I've been a client of theirs since 2021. Call them today at 504-326-6526 or visit them online at Protected by Shaheed. That's 504-326-6526. Shaheed Insurance, the Earhart Agency, your local insurance experts. Hardhide flavored whiskey, Ponchatoula strawberry, and Chilton County peaches in your favorite bars, stores, and restaurants. Hardhide Chilton County Peach Whiskey is a blend of aged wheat whiskey, light American whiskey, and fresh Chilton County peaches from Alabama's Durbin Family Farms. And Hardhide Strawberry Whiskey tells the story of a small town famous for strawberry farming. A delicious natural strawberry-infused 86-proof whiskey for whiskey lovers. Just look for the red and orange bottles in your favorite stores, bars, and restaurants. Welcome back to NewOrleans.Football. Our next topic is presented by Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon Restaurant up there on Vets. Saints are kind of, they're easing into things a little bit here, getting a lot of reps, but obviously days got to be a little bit shorter because of the CBA. They can ramp up and everything, but you look at the schedule, they come back, they practice for 2 days, they got a 50-minute session, then they practice for 2 more days. So it's not like 5 full practices. One day's at 9, one day's a little bit later. How do you feel about the way they're doing things?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, some of it is CBA related. I feel like there's at least one more day off than we're used to seeing in the first 14 days.
There's not a lot of 5-day runs. Like normally it's 5 off, 5 off, 5 off, 5 off. That's how it's always been.
And having a day off on the 4th day seems new. And then certainly you have a day off on the 4th day, and on the 3rd day, no McCoy, no DeMario, no Cam, no Alvin. So it's clearly, obviously deliberate. And part of me wants to say, man, get some more work in, but part of me has covered a team that has just been besieged by injuries. So if they have a smart, well thought out plan, we talked about it. How Kellen Moore even said going red zone on day 2. That's something we weren't used to seeing. And he's like, they were on their legs a lot, running all the way up and down the field. So we shortened the field today. There's a clear, deliberate plan, and anything they're doing that is sports science driven to prevent injuries, I'm on board. Like anything you ever did before, change it up, because it's been awful for 2-3 years in a row now. Will it work? I have no idea. I mean, will they be less prepared for week 1? Will there be more injuries early in the season? I'm not the one paid to make those decisions, but the people who are paid and who were brought in, and Kellen Moore has listed Ted Rath over and over again as one of the most important parts of this offseason. These are the decisions they're making. So who are we to say to pass judgment on them until we see the results?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all thought out. I think they got a plan for everything. I think it's all put together with the thought process, and with how injured they've been. I'm cool with trying anything at this point. So a different approach with the deliberateness, and this is why. And if you can explain why, I'm okay with it. We'll see. I think if they aren't good or prepared or whatever for the season, it's just probably because they don't have good enough players. I think it's probably more that than anything else, because I was looking at it, and if you pair up the Saints schedule with the Eagles schedule, it's going to look pretty damn similar. And the Eagles are pretty prepared and ready for their season. So I think it's probably not the schedule if that's the case. So we'll see. The one thing I didn't really like was like the day off of minicamp to have team bonding, but like maybe the team bonding pays off in some other form or fashion. But, I think, yeah, I mean, that was kind of the only time where I was like, huh. This stuff here is just like, well, all right, nobody's hurt yet on day 3 at camp. Now, I don't know that's a normal thing. And then usually by day 7 at camp, that list is about that long, especially when they're practicing out here. And I feel like that's not going to be the case. So we haven't seen anyone even leave practice yet. And usually that's happening. So it does seem smart. It does seem thought out. It seems like they're actually using the science and all the tracking technology and not just like talking about having it and having a bunch of data. And no, like this is scientific. Like these are people that have really thought about everything they're doing. So I'm with it.
They haven't been put to the extreme test though. The longest practice we've seen so far was 75 minutes, and the cloud coverage has been really nice. So there haven't been those like, I'm going to I'm going to tap out of practice because it's like unbearable. The humidity has been getting everyone, but we'll see. I mean, eventually there will be some 2-hour practices and some hotter days out here. So
I feel like dudes were getting hurt. Dudes were getting hurt on day 1 out in California last year, and there was no humidity out there. So, I mean, I think it's thought out. It's different. It's prepared. It's put together. And, we'll see. We'll see how it works going forward. But I like the thought process on it. And, look, even with some of the shorter they're getting more reps in than we've ever seen. So
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Actually packed up.
Yeah.
So it's well thought out.
Yeah. All right. Going into our next one, Noah Fant, the tight end, is visiting the Saints today, I believe. Would signing him make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not huge on the, hey, veteran is available, go get him. Like, as much as Trey Hendrickson would improve one of their biggest question mark positions, I don't think he would make a lot of sense for the Saints. But Noah Fant's a little different. He's still just 27 years old. He could be young and talented, and he's out there, and he could be part of your future if you find a discovery. He should come cheap. And obviously big pass catcher, tight end depth while Taysom Hill and Foster Moreau are out. It does make a ton of sense. Somebody pointed out, and I was just trying to find who it was on Twitter. It wasn't who I thought it was, so I apologize that I don't remember who it was, that his career catches and yards are like almost identical to Juwan Johnson's. Juwan Johnson has a bunch more touchdowns though. But yeah, from afar, I remember Noah Fant from Iowa. Obviously, I went to Iowa. I've mentioned a bunch of times. His career has been a little bit of a disappointment. He was a first-round pick. He's had hype. He's gone through a couple different offensive innovations in Denver and Seattle. And it seems like every summer, this is the Noah Fant year, very similar to how we talk about Juwan Johnson in recent years. He's never had more than 4 touchdowns in a season. He's never gotten over 670 yards in a season. So, he's not a sure thing, but he's one of those young talents that maybe they unlock the key to him. That kind of guy you'd like to bring in when you're evaluating everything on your team. I'm for it.
Yeah, it depends. What are your goals?
Yeah.
I like him. Like, I like the idea of him. I think he's a good player. For a lot of situations, he's available. I've said, yeah, go get him. Look at this tight end room. The Saints are in a position where if I were running the team, I would take the Nick Caserio approach. And everyone talks about the Nick Caserio approach. And everyone talks about not bringing in more players. And it's not necessarily about deliberately trying to lose games. It's about not necessarily doing everything you can to get better.
Yeah.
And everyone talks about that stuff. Oh, I'd have this coach Edie, or oh, I would get rid of these older players. Oh, I would do this, and then I'd be in position to get my quarterback, and then I'd be in position to get my guy in the next year, and I'd do this. There's one team that like actually did it, and there's a lot of people that talk about it, and nobody does it. The Saints aren't talking about it though. Like the Saints are against that approach. They're trying to win every single game. I disagree with that though. Like when you are at this point, I disagree going to this point on purpose. When you are at this point, though, I disagree with trying to leave this point just to get. I'm not trying to go from I'm trying to stay on Mediterranean and Boardwalk. I don't want to get to the light blues. Like keep me on the first 2 squares.
Mediterranean Baltic is where
I'll say Baltic. Yeah, I'm not trying to get
right between Mediterranean and boardwalk is go. That's the best square on the whole board. I want to stay between there too.
But I'm not trying to get off those first two squares, and I definitely don't want to get around to St. Charles Place because like what you aren't winning with St. Charles Place. Like I don't. If you aren't on Pennsylvania Avenue, Park Place, or Boardwalk, like there's no point. Like so, keep me on that side of the board. I don't want to get there. I don't understand the point of it. Yeah. It bothers me, and I know that's going to piss a lot of people off that are like, you got to try to win. I get it. I understand that's what you want to see, but you're here now. I would exist here. I disagree with the Blackman signing too for the very same reason. I thought that was a great opportunity to just not get better, and you did nothing to try to get worse. You weren't getting rid of Tyrann Mathieu. You weren't sending a message to your locker room that could deteriorate your culture or everything. Something just happened that fit into this path where maybe you're getting, Arch or Woods or like whoever. I just don't agree with trying to win 7. I don't agree with trying to win 6 because I know that I just don't think they're getting to 10. So if there's no way to 10, Noah Fant ain't getting you to 10, but he might take you from 4 to 5 or 5 to 6. And that could be a whole draft position.
Yeah. Like I said, the only area where I push back is I don't mind signing talented 27-year-olds. And is Julian Blackman the exact same age?
He's about to be 28. Man.
Yeah. And I would have been even more enthusiastic about maybe signing Asante Samuel if they're guys that can be part of the 2027 team. If you take a look at them, find out you really like them, they like it here. Like, I don't mind that they brought in Chase Young on the 1-year deal and then brought him back on the 3-year deal this year. Because you do need some building blocks to get where you're going to go. I don't want just total bleak like we have nothing here. So I'm a little more okay with it. But yeah, I don't want to sign Justin Simmons.
I'm not willing to sacrifice a single spot in the draft for Noah Fant.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's kind of how I feel like you got to look at it. Is Julian Blackman worth going from pick 2 to 4? No. Not to me. Noah Fant isn't at all. So I'd rather not have him on the team and have my choice of the best pass rusher instead of being like, well, we'll take the guy that's left. I want the pick.
It's tough. I mean,
Noah Fant isn't worth a choice for me.
Of course, I agree on some level, but I mean, if you're making your decisions based on that, you should cut DeMario and Alvin tomorrow.
You could sell me on the idea, like, yeah, and I mean, honestly, like if you're gonna go full Caserio, that's it. Yeah. Like that's what you're doing. But if you could sell me, on the idea of we're not gonna do things that tell our locker room we're quitting, but you can.
Yeah,
there's 3 levels here. Like you can sell me on sitting on the middle. I don't agree with. It's just kind of like, let's see what you got, do what you can do, go play, and if you don't win, whatever.
I will say this though, I think the Saints have gone 70% in that direction, and I'm glad they've at least gone that far. Like I'm glad that they have spent a limited amount, haven't been trading for players, have held on to their draft picks. And everyone they have spent money on was somebody that could theoretically be on the 2027.
You could sell me like that. You could sell me more on adding a tight end because of the situation there. The safety I don't think was needed. I just wouldn't. I'm just all in on like either you're good with what you got or you're bad with what you got. And if you're bad with what you got the draft pick. If you're good with what you got young guys in your core and you're going forward. But even then, like you're not a playoff team probably. So I think pick spot should be part of. I don't like a process where like the pick isn't like somewhere in the forefront of like, wow, this could be really, really bad. What are we doing here? I don't think you necessarily have to protect it at all costs. I would, but I also think it's very easy to sit here and say it.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't like the answer when it was no, like we just do what we do and then we deal with it when it comes. We're going to try to win every game, then we deal with it when it comes. But like isn't there a point where you have to reach a realistic point where it's like, this is a 6 or 7 win team at best. Is it worth going all in for 8? Or do you look at it and say, this is 6 or 7, Tyrann just retired. Maybe that knocks us down to 5 or 6. Arch is there. Klubnik's there. Yeah. All these guys from Clemson on the defensive line are there. The Ohio State safety's generational talent. Should we be looking at these guys and saying, is it worth adding Julian Blackman to lose the Ohio State safety? Like, I think those are the conversations you really should be having. I don't know. I've never been in those chairs. I don't know what you look at.
Yeah, I mean, it's too hard. It's too hard. The correlation in the NFL is a little more random than knowing for sure. I mean, again, Mickey mentioned it in the press conference, and I don't think this is how he's running his team, but the 2006 Saints were probably picked to finish 32nd in the NFL, and they went to the NFC Championship game. It is a league where stuff like that happens. So until you actually start 2-4, I don't think it's easy to act like you're already 2-4. But if ever there was a situation where you should, the Saints are flirting with it for sure.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the next topic, which is our break, and we'll be right back. And then we got our last topic. Big news from the home team, introducing our newest sponsor, the Mortgage Brothers. With over 30 years of combined experience, the Mortgage Brothers are the quarterbacks of home lending, calling the right plays to get you across the goal line. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned vet, they'll coach you through every down and make sure you feel like part of the team. They're backed by Cross Country Mortgage, the #1 retail lender in the nation, so there's no loan playbook they can't run. FHA, VA, conventional, RD, and more. They're lifelong season ticket holders. Local guys who know the field and your market, and their online application takes less than 10 minutes. Why fumble your mortgage with some online lender who's never even watched your team play? Stick with the Mortgage Brothers, the trusted pros who play to win. Mention NOF and get $500 back in lender credit toward your closing costs. That's money back in your pocket when it counts. Visit mortgagebros.money and start shopping with confidence. Because with Mortgage Brothers, it's always no flags, no fumbles, just smooth closings every single time.
Slide into summer with New Orleans Hamburger Seafood's new sliders. Get 2 each of cheeseburger, buffalo chicken, meatball, or chicken and waffles served with a side of garlic herb fries. Starting at $9.99 now at New Orleans Hamburger and Seafood Company.
I got hurt in a car wreck. Why should I get Gordon?
Because when you're hurt, you need money. And I fight for the people of Southeast Louisiana every day. I got a client who injured their neck in a car wreck, $250,000. Another client was hit by a big truck and needed back surgery. I got them $700,000, and they deserved every single penny.
That's what I'm talking about. Why wouldn't I get Gordon?
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, just call me, New Orleans. Get it done.
Call 504-800-8888.
You ever take a bite of something and immediately think, yeah, I'm coming back for this? Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon Restaurant just added some new dishes, and man, they crushed it. The shrimp and crawfish pistolettes, golden and stuffed with bold Cajun flavor. Fried oyster tacos, crispy, fresh with the perfect kick. And the soft shell crab Alfredo, creamy, rich, and absolutely worth the order. They're open 7 days a week, and they deliver late. Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon Restaurant. Delicious food, superior service. Attention Saints fans, don't let pests and termites invade your home field. Trust the team at Red Pest Solutions to tackle those unwelcome visitors. Call the Red Man today for unbeatable pest and termite control. Score peace with no pest. Visit redpest.com, REDDPEST.com.
Here at the Queen Casino, indulgence knows no bounds. Prepare your taste buds for an extraordinary culinary journey. Start your day at Capital Coffee. Craving something different? Three Walks Noodle Bar offers a tantalizing selection of Asian delights. At 1717 Kitchen and Cocktails, savor American cuisine with a twist. Or ascend to the loft for an elevated experience. Enjoy artesian grazing boards and exquisite craft cocktails. Join us at the Queen Casino. Your royal adventure awaits.
Welcome back to NewOrleans.Football. It is now time for the Get Gordon question of the day, presented by Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you get injured, make sure you get Gordon. You get in a wreck, make sure you get Gordon. If you need to get some money out of a bad situation, make sure you get Gordon. He'll get you paid. Question today was just about Sanker. How's he looking? How's he developing? How's he coming along? I think he's looked okay. I think he flashed more early on. There really hasn't been a lot of downfield passing, so not a lot there. They aren't in pads. I think one of the things that's going to stand out about him is when he can kind of let it rip a little bit, because he has some of that Justin Reed to his game. And I think when we see more special teams periods, there's probably going to be some holy shit stuff with him, because boy, I can't remember any time I've watched a college guy's tape and like the special teams plays got me like incredibly excited. I think he's going to be a weapon there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not a, just talking about them going out and signing Blackman, like if that's probably not the greatest boost of confidence in Jonas Sanker stepping in and playing a huge role right away. They've had Jordan Howden starting every single day. They go sign Julian Blackman as soon as they lose Tyron. So I don't know that I expect a huge role on defense for him right away, but I was going to mention special teams. He could immediately be a huge asset there, and he can get on the field as, he can be as high as the third safety pretty quickly. I was trying to think, are there any other defense or rookies that we haven't talked about enough on the show already? But we already talked about Stutzman and Riley earlier in the show. If you missed that, I thought Vernon Broughton looked really good just because he looked the part in OTAs and minicamp. I haven't necessarily noticed him for good or bad now that we're actually seeing 11 on 11.
He had to play today.
He had to play today. Looks the part, yeah.
You're talking about Vernon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to play today. He was in there today, had a really nice rush. Yeah. So, I think
and Devin Neal, another one that
I like him. I like
him. I always liked him, but I don't know that I don't think we've had the reason to talk about his day yet. But
I like how he moves. I like the movement skills look good. He kind of stands out in that group a little bit. I like him. I think there's some guys in this group. I think they're gonna stand out because they kind of have to in this situation. It's like 15 when there was like a million UDFAs and they all stood out because like there just wasn't like, I think these guys will stand out because like, especially on defense, because there's places for them to stand out a little bit. So I think we'll see the best of them at some point in the future. That's going to do it for today's show. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll talk to you next time.